Good morning, everyone. This may not be the last broadcast for this week. We'll have to see. So, we're on Friday, and happy Friday to everyone here. It is the 26th of May. One of the things that we have discovered is if you look, this is the opening page of Global Comics. And here is Bellatrix Rising. So we are in position 1, 2, 3, 4 right now of literally 1,000 something comics. We're in position 4. So, I don't know where, well, that's featured. I wonder where we are in popular. Wow, Entwined is pretty though. We are not number 4 as far as popular goes, just featured. But that's okay. Someday we'll be on this page. This is what we call page 1 here. These are the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 by 4. 4 times 6 is 24. So this is the first 24. Entwined is beautiful. Look at that. Oh, it's done in webcomic mode. Oh. Look at that. They've got enough that they've actually had a full book. It's very, very pretty. Wow. It's adorable too. It's floofy. Anyway, the problem that I have is that doesn't look like a cover to me. See how they've got all these looking like a cover? I kind of want to set up a cover that looks a little bit more like something you'd see out of Bellatrix Rising rather than this picture, which we love that picture. It's a lovely picture. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. But it's also not quite as solid as I'd like it to be. So let's go on ahead and make ourselves a cover. That's what we're going to do today. We're going to make ourselves a pretty cover. And I'm having a hard time getting started this morning. All the pieces, parts that are moving around. Good morning, Donald. How are you doing? Have they drawn enough blood from you yet? Are you missing blood now? Devoid of blood and any other bodily fluid? That's the way I always feel whenever I go to the doctor. I'm like, okay, do you really need more? Do you really need more? Honestly? Okay, let's look what our comic settings are. $33.07, $50, $5.79. Hey, Can. That's what we're looking for. These guys right here. We're just going to do one image at 140, 215. We're not going to do it in monochrome because we've learned our lesson. We keep setting this up, and I don't... Pepper's here. Howdy, Pepper. How you doing?
Going. Was informed that it's a 3-day weekend coming up.
Yep, Memorial Day or something. It means after this you can wear white. I'm just saying.
That never stopped me before.
Right. Which totally sounded like you said the dead never stopped me before, and I like that better. My mishearing of what you said was almost cool. So, anyway, I'm just saying. Now you are Pepper, zombie killer. Wearing white, no less.
Just remember, the dead never die, they always multiply.
That's true. Man, the dead get more action than the rest of us.
Yep.
All right. I am looking for a specific thing. What am I looking for? Properties. This is a year old. Properties. This is also a year old. Okay, wait a minute. I keep setting up the settings, screen capping the settings, and then throwing it in a directory with a zillion other settings of screen caps that I've screen capped. And now I'm like, what size did I make my comics, and why are they always changing?
Mm-hmm.
Nice! McDonald's killing people in poker. As it should be. As it should be.
Okay. No, I got. It did some type of art therapy thing, and then ended up getting like this earworm that won't leave my brain. And if I try doing something else, I have a hard time doing it because the earworm is still there. So I'm trying to help the earworm go away.
I understand that.
I don't know if I want undead, but it would be interesting.
Right? Is that just an outline? Why would it do that? That's so weird. Okay. That's even weirder. I don't know what that is. I mean, I know what it says it is. Over here on the actual, like, in the actual folder, it is a black outline of a kittiwake.
Okay.
Which I don't, but I don't see it here. It's just black on black. And even if I copy it and paste it, it just makes a big black square. But the thumbnail is very clearly the kittiwake, but not very clearly. Let me rephrase. When I mouse over on it like this, I can see that it's the kittiwake. Otherwise, it's just a black square. But there's the kittiwake, there's the kittiwake, there's the kittiwake. And they look slightly, each one of these is slightly more detailed than the other two. I don't know what that means. It's so weird. Because he was dropping parts all around. Gotcha. We are fixing problems today, it looks like. We're into fixing problems. Now, in the administration folders, where we really should be finding our settings for comments. Okay. We're going to do this the right way once and for all. Pain in the butt. We're going to fix this because this is I'm getting kind of tired of this. I don't know what my base page are supposed to look like.
My husband's talking about me to his coworkers.
No. Well, luckily we can't hear it, but still. No. No.
Well, I know he wanted breakfast, and I didn't go get it, so...
So you are persona non grata right now.
Probably not. I just don't want to go outside. Last night, everything was fine. Everything was great. And then I remembered I had purchased something from Amazon and it was outside. And so instead of putting a mask on and going outside and getting it, I just opened the door real quick, popped out, and grabbed it and came back in. And I was coughing until like 2 in the morning.
Yep. Maya was coughing one night last night too. And I don't think she slept well, which is such a bummer. I mean, and one could argue I didn't sleep well either. But it still was really unpleasant. So, yeah, that smoke is getting to all of us. But it seems like it's really getting you and Maya. She is really.
Anyone, if my sister was like coming for a visit right about now, I would have asked her to change her plans.
Yep.
Because she has asthma, and my sister's kids, both of them have asthma. So I would have been like, no, don't come. You're gonna have a reaction. You're gonna have a hard time breathing the entire time. Try to change your flight, please. That's what I would have done to them. So.
All right. For those of us that are here, there's a folder in my Bellatrix Rising folder, which is all the silly, weird little things that I need to remember folder. And I don't know what else to call it, but it's like the color codes for everybody's outfits and, all of them in hexadecimal and RGB so that I can recreate those color codes no matter where we are. And, all of the weird thises and thatses, and there's stuff everywhere. I don't know. Anyway, so if heaven forbid something should happen to me, I've been putting stuff in there. And story ideas, and who comes from this this race of people, and why did this culture start and when did it end? Every time I think of something that I'm like, I'm going to need to remember that. I've been throwing it on these JPEGs that are designed like this and saving it in a folder. It's becoming my Cimmerillion. That's what I should call it, is the Cimmerillion. Because that's really what it is. It's like exactly what Tolkien was doing. He had all these random thoughts and random pieces, and he just stuck it all together in a book called The Cimmerillion.
Actually, I thought it was his children that stuck it all together.
Yeah, still the same point, which is that it was...
Some of the stuff in The Cimmerillion actually were like whole entire ideas that he wanted to put in his other work that he just couldn't make work.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
the invasion of the Shire is in the Cimmerillion, not in the Hobbit.
Right.
Or not in the Lord of the Rings trilogy. That's where it's actually supposed to be. But anyway, I believe he wrote it when he was writing The Hobbit.
All I was just going for here is a lot of noise going on outside. I'm glad I opened my door just in time for some truck to make ridiculously loud noises. Like, okay, let's check our illustration size now. Change image size. What does it look like? 5.51 by. That's not right. Already tell. This is why I did this. 5.59 by 7.80. See, this is why I need to do these things, is because already, and that one was set by my omake, which means that now my omake is a different aspect ratio than any of my other stuff. Like, damn it. I don't know how to say this. That was start new. Save file. New. And we'll do this in inches because that's what the other thing is set as. We'll set this for 5.59 by 7.80. I had a feeling this was the case because looking at the page on Global Comics, looking at both of my comics together, you can tell the little thumbnails, one of them is slightly shorter than the other one. And I was like, I've already got like a inconsistency. Bob has just been fitting to page, and that's fine because it's only off by, 0.2 of an inch or something stupid. But that still means that, his printer is doing, his printer's adjusting for it or whatever. And I don't want his printer to adjust for it. The way that it's set up and has been set up is for it to be an American page cut. So the size outside is an American page, and then the inside safes are set up for manga pages, which are a different ratio. And that's what it should be, because then whenever I want to make a tankobon, I can do that by trimming out all the white space at the top and the bottom of the page. Or at least in theory. There's no birds out there to attack or anything, because George came in, looked out the window or looked out the screen door, found it very wanting, and then walked away with a certain amount of disdain for the fact that there's no squirrels or birds out there. I need to fix this tree. This tree has already got a branch that now reaches onto the porch. The patio. So, anyway. Alright, let's figure this out. Looking at Global Comics pages. Looking kind of the pages we've got going here. I like this cover. That one's a cool cover. That one's interesting.
Look at the squirrel. The guy gets distracted by the outdoors. Look at the squirrel.
I love the outdoors. And the view from here is beautiful. I've got, the road is right here, and then right across it is the little park, which has the playground and everything like that. And it's all green. And they've even put in a new little path on this side of the park, because so many of us were walking kind of around this park path. But they put this little path here, and they planted little bushes right along the side there. And you know what I mean? I'm like, it's just a lovely view. And of course, the road is just the road to this neighborhood. So this isn't a heavy trafficked road. We get one vehicle every hour or two on this road. So it's not very heavily traveled. The only thing we get is, we do have some guy in the neighborhood here who works from home cutting wood. So I've got the sound of a circular saw pretty much all day, every day, which is fine. That doesn't bother me. The one thing that does bother me is the dog that's out there that for the last 2 or 3 years, he's got separation anxiety. And so the owners leave and he starts howling, and he doesn't give up. He just howls all day until they come home. and he has never given up.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, I'm looking at a lot of these seem to have a character, the main character, the title, stuff like that. I could probably get away with something very similar and be fine. So, what we're talking about here is that Global Comics has me in position 4 today
Mm-hmm.
on their main page. This is their main page.
Cool.
These are their main page comics. I like
Cool.
this. This is pretty. Stagnant Waters. Isn't that a page? That's pretty. That's good work. I like they use hexagons. Hexagons are beautiful. Oh, and the inside art is almost as good as the cover art. Nicely done, guys. You are my kind of people. Washington, D.C. tonight. Nicely done. Yeah, okay. He's got kind of a thing with high angles. Okay. Cool. Kind of like this design of heads, the sort of the two heads, the spaceship, kind of that setup. Let's go back and look at this. Hey, Spoon Blaze, how you doing this morning? Doing great. Looks like my comic is being featured this morning, and so I'm fixing my comics page because the feature doesn't look good. So I am having a little bit of a morning here on that one. What idiot she looks like that way to me. Well, we actually have a thing for that. Watch this. Watch. Wait. There we go. So we stream from 10 to midnight every night and 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. On weekdays, Mountain Time. And there's all the conversions. It's only weird in the United States where we are. So there you go. So where are you guys? Where are you? Where are you hailing in from? I'm always
My
curious.
house.
You're hailing in from your house. Somebody is fire trucking, which is going to get all the dogs going.
Oh.
Here? Are they coming here? They
Is
are.
your house on
Coming-
fire?
No. Fire truck. Adams County fire truck just went by. Okay. Well, then that happened. Remember how I said we're in a little teeny neighborhood? When I see a fire truck, I'm like, all of our homes are like 12 feet apart. Every time I see a fire truck, I'm like,
house.
Right?
I've been to your house. Like, honestly, like, a fire could easily jump to another house in your neighborhood.
right. Here you go, Spoon Blaze. My comic's out on Global Comics. Yeah, how would I know with all the Canadian smoke? It's out on Global Comics. You can find us here. Mine's the red one. Can, who's he's working this morning, so he doesn't usually join our day streams, does Armageddon Divinity. Kat, whom I think is still unconscious because she worked really late and she's tired, so does God's Bane. And then down here on the right, Pepper here, who's with me, he's got a little store. Oh, Kat's up and running and at work, which is still not half as fun as it should be. Well, thank you. But what I'm finding a problem with is here's where Bellatrix Rising shows up on their page, on Global Comics' page. It's number 4 right now, in the 4th position. And I'm looking at all these other comic covers, and I'm like, mine's got this big black line on the bottom, and I don't know. It's just not set up right. So I appreciate it. What I need to do is a generic series cover, which is what I want to do next. So we're going to do a generic series cover, one that covers the entire series. So the proportions, I'm okay with whatever proportions you want to give me. Are you talking about like width and size for the covers up here?
Most likely is what she's talking about.
Sweet. I will write that down on the thing. I have a thing. Not that thing. Comic settings thing, which I will just add down here or up here. I've got space for it. Any portion of 1080 by 1670. All right. Thank you, Cat. I just screen capped you're the thing here. I'm like, man, leave it like that. I shouldn't put it there though, because that's either way. Cat's comic is the one on the right, God's Bane there. So you can pick that one. All of these are globalcomics.com/C/then the way it's spelled here. So Bellatrix-Rising, Armageddon-Divinity, God's Bane. Okay, so Kat, is there God's Bane dash something and I have just somehow managed to lose it? Is there something after dash? Actually, why am I asking you? I could just type it in. No, just God's Bane dash. Yeah, it's just God's Bane dash. So, okay, I didn't screw it up. So I did this whole thing and then didn't put at Global Comics. So I just have it saying, hey, Bellatrix Rising, if you just go out on the internet and just type /C//Bellatrix dash. Messed that up. So, All right. Cool. And we're getting visited by George, who thinks that it's important to visit us now. Is it important to visit us, George? It is. How you doing this morning? You guys have not had enough cat butt today, says George. You simply do not have enough cat butt in your life. You need more cat butt.
I'm good without having cat butt in my life. Thank you.
George disagrees with you. George has a very important and straightforward belief system here that involves showing you his butt.
Yes. Well, Cat's getting the most of cat butt this weekend.
Yeah. Cat's going to have a lot of cat butt. Nice. Oh no, that's not good. You had two people come in and all of a sudden just jump past you? Because you were at number 5. You're a good cat, George. You require lots of scritches because you're a good cat. You're a good cat and you're floofy. So when George was younger, like when he was a kitten, but like a teenage kitten, like he wasn't the kitten. He was in that middle age between, where he was long and thin and not an adult cat, but not a kitten, like a little teeny thing anymore. His fur was really coarse and thick. And I was worried he wasn't going to be a soft cat because sometimes black cats get that really coarse, thick fur.
Mm-hmm.
And as he's grown up, his fur has gotten softer and floofier. And I'm very happy. Very happy that you have floofy fur. Did you know that? Wow. Romance isekai. Yeah, isekai is always a thing. There are birds out there, George. Okay, so why did that not take? That should have taken here. I'm just trying to get the logo. There, it took it out. I'm just gonna make this like that. And that way I will know that this belongs to that. And I can just flatten the heck out of this. I want to leave this folio side open because some night when you are free, Kat, I would like for you and I to have a discussion about folios and setting up the folio down here on the bottom right. Because when we were talking about all these settings and I set this up and it's perfect and it's beautiful and everything is great, we'd gotten down to folio and you had said, don't worry about folio, we'll talk about that later. And now I'm looking at it going, should we talk about it? Because we should probably talk about it someday. You're new to the indie comic world. Welcome to the indie comic world. Are you making a comic? Because that could happen. If so, boy, do we have all kinds of help we can give you. We can. We totally can. Are you available tonight? Usually we don't broadcast on Friday night, but all of my Friday night guys are off doing something else. And so, no. We are broadcasting tonight, I believe anyway, because we've got zero plans. Usually we have Friday night plans. Most people have Friday night plans. But the guy, I usually go over to my buddy Troy's, my co-host on Geek Tank. I usually go over to his house and we watch TV shows and stuff. But tonight he's off in England being English and looking at swords and stuff. So he's not available. So I'm going to work tonight because why not, right? Might as well get work done. So I'm going to be on tonight broadcasting. So if you'd like to broadcast with me, we can discuss things like what folio is, because I've got this entire section here for folio, and I'm not 100% sure what it's after. Now, to go back to Spoon Blades, are you talking about writing or are you talking about reading? Like, are you looking for suggestions for comics to read, or are you looking for help on writing? Because we, of course, do the writing part. So now I'm going to check to see if this is the right size. Do I do it by the right size? What is the right size for this? Actually, I think I'm just going to cancel this one all out because I'm not happy with that. We'll start all over again. No, not open. What am I doing? New. Pixels. Sorry. Yeah, there he goes. I've been abandoned by my humans. They'll never return. There we go. This is for Global Comics. And I'll drop the setting and I'll close that because I don't need to fix that anymore. I'm thinking we should at least have kitty wake on here. Now she's huge. I'm going to re-render this, so it'll be fine. Because I want to use my new kitty wake model anyway. The new model actually has the actual maser port in the back here and the maser port on the front, which she actually has. She's got 4 maser ports, and I didn't have the other 2 on here whenever I did this. So we're going to repop the kitty wake. Police cruiser. Remember how I just said there was only like 1 car every hour or so on this road? We've had like 60 cars go back and forth now. There's another police cruiser. So whatever went down over there with a fire truck,
Still going on?
it's still going on. Spoon Blaze, are you still out there? Did we lose you? There goes an ambulance. Lights off, though. So whatever it was clearly a false call. Or somebody's dead. No, it wouldn't have been that quick.
Depends on how long it took them to get there.
And there goes the fire truck. Okay. Well, yeah, but I mean, if there's an investigation of any sort, it'll take hours. So this wasn't any investigation. They all got there and everything must be okay. That's generally my feeling on this one. So. All right. I believe we must have lost Spoon Blaze. Which is sad. But I follow. Let's go rig this. Oh, I have to switch to this so that we don't have naked maquettes. Because goodness knows what would happen if you guys saw naked maquettes. The world would come to an end. You know that, right? It's just a thing. We all know this. It's true. It's just a truism. Like I tell my kids, I don't make the rules.
So, we went to our normal meetup for our D&D group on Wednesday, and so there's the DM had a friend who wanted to sit in on the game to see if he wanted to join us. But kept interrupting and like telling our DM on how he should be running the game.
Oh.
Mind you, the DM knows there are 2 people in the group who've never played before this first time.
Right.
Bill is one of them. 3 of us have played, but we haven't played in a while.
Right.
And we've had a revolving door around our last 3 spots every week. Like, people just not coming back. So we've lost a cleric. Prior to that, we lost a healing druid. Before me and Bill joined, and we've lost a couple of other people. Bill's not thrilled at the prospect of him returning and actually becoming part of the game.
Gotcha. Hey, Brent.
Hey, Brent. But long story short, our group, most of them are evil or neutral.
Okay.
And the actual good people are being corrupted slowly by the others.
I see. One of those games.
Yeah.
So, yeah. How's your day going, Brent? Yeah, I'm with Donald on that one. We all should also decide what we're doing about next week. Next Wednesday, I fly out to Portland and I stay there for a week.
How about we just take a break from the show for
We
a
could
while?
take a break for the show, or we can.
We used to periodically, but everyone used to periodically just take a break from the internet.
Yeah,
It would be good.
I'm not opposed.
Live life outside of the internet.
Yeah, well, this is the job. This is the work. So
Yeah.
we do what we can. Sometimes that's not something we can do. And it's not necessarily true for you, but it is for me. This is the work. This is the way.
I don't think he's going out there for a convention, Brent.
Oh, yeah. No, the convention is mother-in-law. It's the mother-in-law convention.
Yeah.
Okay, if that fire truck is coming back here. So,
Well, someone still wants breakfast, so I'm gonna head off early.
I'll see you in a bit. Bye-bye.
Bye.
It is not, in fact, 5 p.m. I would have noticed if it was 5 p.m. No. Hook up to old John B. My grandfather and me. Call to the camera show. I wanna go home. Wanna go home. Please let me go home. Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I feel so lonely. I wanna go home. That's when I was listening to. Yeah, how many people know what song I'm singing there? So, what's so funny is that was the song that my dad would sing to me every time I was sitting in the back of the car going, I want to go home. He just started singing that song. Now here I am passing that grief along to you because we're friends. I actually recently found that song. It's by the, I think it's by the Beach Boys. I'm not 100% sure. It's one of those multiple vocal groups. So It's actually kind of a cute song, though. I'm not gonna lie. Irritating that my dad would sing it to me, but it's a cute song. The Sloop John B. What if we'd have sloops? We should have sloops, right? Is everything okay in your world, though, Brent? Like, I know family, you're probably suffering from the same problems that I am, which is an overabundance of people starting and ending school and, crap going on because we got to do all of this stuff and things like that. That's military. Twin, 2 jets. Probably Pratt and Whitney's. Be my guess. Either that or General Electrics. But if they're General Electrics, they're Mode 2. It's another one of my stupid human tricks. Oh, okay. That's enough to be stressful, though. So when I say, is everybody okay, I'm kind of wondering, are your family members okay as well? That certainly can be stressful. Go home. Why won't you let me go home? Yeah, yeah. I feel so lonely. I wanna go home. No, I'm gonna have that stupid song stuff. And I have to cross the city today and go have lunch with con-chairs of 2 different conventions. So probably singing I Want to Go Home the entire time. They're both going to be like, really? Really? And I'll be like, sorry. I promise I'm a normal human. I have to do extra work on my masking. Right? I promise I'm a normal human. Please don't eject me from the convention. I have to promise people I'm a normal human. My detector goes beep 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 beep. Damn it. Stupid lie detector. I have real problems with this, man. So anyway, in the next few minutes, we will be conducting a test of the emergency broadcasting system. This is only a test. Okay. We step the zombie Sam. And turn up the music. Totally like stuck with an earworm, which is funny because that's totally what we just said that poor Pepper was saying, was that he's stuck with an earworm. Right. I am a meat popsicle. No, you're not a meat popsicle, you doofus. Oh, you're making a commentary on the meat popsicle thing? Yeah. That's funnies. If you become a meat popsicle, you're just giving into the AI. Don't give into AI. That's good. I like that. I dig. All right. We're almost ready to move this out of the mode where I can't show it. How you doing, made of rubber? What's your story today? Bright meat popsicle. It's just silly. I like it. It is it's a quote from a beloved movie, so it all makes some sense. I am showing off my watercolor Wednesday stuff, but that's only because we aren't. I can't. Every time I show Daz Studio, I get suspended. So even though it's all 3D art, I don't know. I can't figure out why. It's beyond me. So, welcome to the stream, made of rubber. Actually, I didn't even say that. Sorry about that. This is a body doubling stream. So, neuroatypical people like myself, who has ADD, we've discovered that one of the tricks that helps us get work done is to sit next to somebody else who's doing work and work. So it helps immensely. And so what we have decided is that we are running a stream twice a day, depending on where you are. These are our streaming times, and we run twice a day most of the work week. And what we do is we just start up a stream, and if you've got work to do, you can join us, and we can be your body doubles. So you don't even have to be neurodivergent. You don't have to be neurodivergent. This works for everybody. We have a couple of neurodivergent folks who are neurotypical people who join us as well. So feel free to join us if you want. We also have a Discord server, and on the Discord server, we allow you to show your work, and we'll bring the work up here. So if you want to do that, if that's something you're into, if you're not, it's totally understandable. So we just keep working. I don't know if you've been here. You're also a neurological person. You also have neurologicals. I don't know. Your freckles are different. Well, I'll be darned. All right. Second thing I'm going to do is increase this thing's size. The canvas size is way too small for this. So we're just going to scale it by say 5 times, maybe 4 times. Uh-oh, you've been doing epoxy work, which is trouble. It's just trouble, man. Yeah, that'd be cool. At your leisure, sir. I am more than welcome to help you out. At your leisure. Latrix Rising, illustration, jazz steps, cover 1. Oh, copy, paste, very small. That's fine. On this layer, I will make it white, and we will start putting in the colors. For right now, let's take that out too. All right, now I can switch cameras because we're no longer naked. We'll no longer get ourselves busted. Don't ask me why we get ourselves busted. It makes no sense to me either. Besides, are you? We understand. That's good. What kind of cells would you want? Oh, Brent. What would you like? Yeah. No. What are you thinking about? I'm just enjoying the music here. I don't know. I'm almost tempted to say made of rubber that were already slaves to the dollar. I mean, you kind of think of it in a sort of an extrapolated sense. As long as the dollar, as long as you are forced to buy your basic needs, people will do anything. Morality goes out the window. It's funny because people keep saying greed is the problem, and I disagree. I think the problem is that your Maslow's basic needs are not met unless you have money. And that means that I can control a person by just saying, hey, I've got money and you don't. So do what I want, or I won't pay you money and you won't be able to afford your house. So, which, by the way, has actually happened to me. Literally happened to me. I was working for somebody. I had been unemployed for a while because we were in a recession, and I had been unemployed for a while. And I was working for this guy, and he said, I'll hire you for $10 an hour. And I said, it's video editing. Video editing is a $70 an hour job. And he goes, yeah, and you're desperate and you have a family to feed, so you'll take my offer. And I did. So I did full-fledged television grade video editing for $10 an hour. And the guy was nice enough to give me exactly 39 hours so that he wouldn't have to give me health insurance. And he was right. So long as I had a family to feed, I took his offer and did the work for him for straight up $10 an hour. Right? It's true. Silicon Valley has a term called screw you money. And it means you make enough money that you can say screw you when the job doesn't have the setup that you want. And I like that term. The problem is that we don't all have it. But I'm not going to disagree with you on that one. I'm still appalled that I did that. And I did. But there was no options. I didn't have it. I couldn't just say, no, I'm not taking that until you pay me more. Because his whole thing was, fine, I'll find somebody else to do it. Find somebody more desperate than you. And you won't get paid. I don't mind capitalism in general. I just mind the fact that our bottom ring of Maslow's. See you later, Brent. Brent, I have to go meet with the con chairs for both Iacon and NDK for lunch. So I'm out of here at 11. So I won't be here if you get back after 11, just so you're aware. And that's 11 my time. I will, however, be broadcasting tonight. So if you want to join us again tonight, we should be broadcasting because I've got nothing else to do tonight. The world is moving fast. It also, I believe, is moving in a positive general direction. It's not perfect, but it's also not, I think that in general we're moving in the right direction. So there we go. The star is raised on her chest, so I've got to make sure it sits up. And the device the device is also like the other things. It's that acrylic. It's not really acrylic. It's space acrylic, but it's acrylic. So if you were to make this costume for those cosplayers, all one of them that actually wants to make a uniform of this, the devices are all acrylic and they're raised about a quarter inch. And they're clear on top with the badge underneath it so that it's raised and defended and protected from the elements, which is really what you're after. Now, I also have to make a caveat made of rubber that I am an artist, and artists have never really been um, they've never been really respected in capitalism to begin with. You know, we have to find ourselves a patron. The patron has to be willing to pay all of our bills, yada, yada, yada. Needless to say, I tended to be embittered, because for me, all of my life has been struggling to make ends meet with a lot of people telling me I should be a lawyer or something, because that pays more. And so, obviously, I don't do well as a lawyer. We would be much richer right now. So, I tend to be kind of embittered a little on these things, Never thought about how hard it would be to cross your arms if you had reaction control thrusters on your arms. Like, they probably don't cross easily. Although I'm guessing that they'd get used to it at some point. Right? I mean, like, you'd have to. All So my friend Shinji was the one who noted that just like Starfleet uniforms, these uniforms didn't have pocketses. And so I had to put pockets on the uniforms, which required going and doing a bunch of work in 3D to get the 3D models to match up to these pockets. It was very funny. Because these are homemade 3D models that I use. It's a technique I developed in 2005 using somebody else's models. Now I use my own. However, as you may have heard, the entertaining discovery we made, which is that Facebook will ban me if I put these models out on Facebook because it thinks that I'm taking pictures of naked people, which is illegal, I guess, in Facebook's world. Which cracks me up. But you know what? We just work here. I don't need to worry about connecting the legs as much because So I'm a little concerned. Recently, my hand has been going numb. And I'm not ecstatic about what that implication is. I'm hoping that maybe just wearing a brace might help quite a bit. Not that I need carpal tunnel surgery. Sadly, carpal tunnel is a common problem for all of us. And expensive. So I'm hoping that that's not what we're headed for here. Maybe it's just an angle issue. Nope. Dang it. Going way too fast here. Jeez, Blaze. Since 9, and it's 10:43, so an hour and 45 minutes? Well, I guess I shouldn't say that. I have not been drawing for an hour and 45 minutes. I've only been drawing in for probably a half an hour or so because I had to go set this all up. Chang's hair is always fascinating to me. And it's a straight cut, almost like a pixie cut, but not quite. Or it's a bob. It's really more of a bob, but she's got the Asian hair, which is really coarse and thick, like other black cats we know here. Something about black hair is thicker. Which I guess makes sense. It's got more melanin in it. So, like the idea that we're just kind of pulling her hair out like randomly. Gotta stop doing that. It's an error I make a lot. which is with hair. I want to do this, and I can't. Yeah, that's what well, no, it's not. It's not all Asians have thick hair, of course, because of course we're humans and we get all of our genetic code jumbled up. Um, this is story specific on her case. The culture that she was in worked very hard to preserve the genetic code in what they thought was perfect, which bears no bearing on what really is correct in the world. So I did it again. Down and down. Down and down. So it's a subplot of the comic. There's an entire backstory behind her upbringing where we discuss her background, which was not, obviously not. She's got a different background. It's alluded to once in this first episode. So it's interesting. People are fascinating to me. Some of the things that we as people have as traits, things like that, our genetic coding, it's fascinating. All of that's fascinating. But I absolutely mean no offense whenever I talk about in sort of these generalizations of genetic codes and how people are and how the codes express. So it's just more of a fascinating forensic thing. Like, not all Asians have the epicantral folds on their eyelids either. However, in general, they tend to. So I tend to have epicantral folds on her as she does, certainly. She also has the flatter face and the smaller nose. But she's also got freckles, which is not common, not uncommon, but not common with Asians. I actually have a buddy, a foster kiddo, whom I talk about a lot, who's stuck in Japan at the moment. But that was a discussion we had at one point in time because she swore up and down that Asians never had freckles because she's Japanese. And one of the ongoing interesting things that she it is. It's totally. But one of the ongoing things that was fascinating with her that cracked me up every time was how many times she'd be completely baffled because in her mind, Asian people were X and it was absolutely rigid. And she's a teenager, so you add more rigidity to her thinking. And so she would come over here where she'd meet American Asians, and American Asians are super diverse, right? Because they tend to express the Asian traits, but they also have been mixed in with all the rest of the people. So they don't act a certain way, and they don't always look a certain way, and it messed with her brain. She really had a hard time dealing with that. And it was fascinating to me, and funny, and, healthy for her. It was very healthy for her. She was also spectrum-y. And so she was neurodivergent and she had the ADD, ASD sort of problems going with her. And so part of that was also that ADDers and people on spectrum have rules that they've set up in their heads to try to interface with the world. And she was having a hard time because this was violating the rules that she used to interface with the world. And so actually looks pretty cool. Like the way her hair turned out. There we go. Let's bring that hair back just a smidge. Let's do more of this. And again, all discussion of how neurodivergence works and stuff like that is all based on sort of an average template. So, as always, all of us are different. The thing is that I love differences. I love differences in people, and I'm also fascinated by the things that make us alike. Like, there are certain things that we're all very, very alike on, and the divergence in it is very, very small. For example, we all care for one another, and those that don't are really mild, or few. Like, there's a few number of us that don't, that really just generally do not, they never grow and their empathy gene, and they never get it straight and stuff like that, and that happens. But for the most part, we're all very good at caring for one another. Hey, Cat, I'm using the vector tools. Only saying that so that you know. Cat has been on our case because we keep not using the vector tools. And it's like makes everything so much easier. We keep not doing it because we're dense and stupid. Sometimes I just don't get it. Cat's always on our case for it. Which is entertaining, and I love it. There's stuff that happens in your life where it's like, ah, man. And it's a funny statement. We all just laugh and chuckle. It's not harmful. This is one of those cases. There we go. That looks a whole lot better. What is that? Why are you doing that? There we go. I agree. I think the big thing that we're all the same on is in a lot of different ways. One of the things that I know we are all the same on is we like things. We all enjoy being together sometimes. Stuff like that. Those are commonalities. We all do that. And those fascinate me too. I could make this simplified and then it wouldn't be as much of a pain in the butt. Then I could just do this. The one thing that we are all the same on, though, is we all want to belong. We want to belong to something. Which is why everybody who's here belongs. You all belong to the duck pond and us quackers. You all are part of our family. Whatever that family is. As weird as it may be. Everybody's welcome. Family is important. That's another thing that's interesting. Aw, thank you, Spoonblaze. That's another thing that's interesting is humans can pick their family. We can choose who our family is. And so we can do all the things, we can decide that, our buddy is family now. I've got a best bud whom I've been friends with since high school. And when he had a kid, and when I had my kid, we just decided that we were both uncles to the other one, even though we're not blood related. But it doesn't make any difference. And now both of the kids just naturally assume we're uncles. That's just the way it goes. They've never known another world, that's different than that. So for my kid, he has a bunch of aunts and no uncles biologically. So it actually helped in that instance. For his kid, the uncles were a little rough. So it's okay. There we go. Now I think she looks good. She looks solid now. Look at that. That's my captain. Captain the captain. All right. Coming up on the end of the show. Spoonblaze, I hope you subscribe, like, follow, whatever it is we do on Twitch. I don't know what we do on Twitch. What do we do on Twitch? I don't know. And like I said, we broadcast. I don't know where you are, but hopefully one of these times fits for you. You can figure out kind of roughly where you are. We've got a couple of regulars that come in from Australia, so that's why we've got, even though we have Asian time, we have Australian time too. We've got one buddy who comes in. I think he works at night, and so he'll drop in on our day show because he's in Thailand, and he works at a coffee shop or something like that. You live in Japan. Excellent. So I've got Japanese Standard Time because, of course, Japan is my second country. I taught there for quite a few years. A while back, I taught in Ibaraki Prefecture, and so Japan's my second home. I of course start out being American, but my second family, if you will, is Japan. And so I've got a bunch of Japanese buddies and friends and family members and adopted family. They're all adopted, of course. But yeah. Soshite Nihongo hanasemasu. I can also speak Japanese, although it's rough because it's been a few years. So So you're coming in from Japan. What prefecture are you in? I don't need your address. I'm just curious what prefecture you're in. See you later, Kat. We may be on tonight. Actually, we are on tonight, unless otherwise notified. I'll tell you if we aren't on tonight, okay? So if you don't hear from me, we are on tonight. Why do I have all of these things? I'm like, oh my goodness. Things are coming in on Discord all the time. I swear, people. Osaka. Excellent. Osaka's so pretty. You guys have already, the cherry blossoms have already bloomed all the way down there. I mean, it starts in the south part, then heads up to Hokkaido, yeah? And I seem to remember hearing that in Kanto it was blooming like a few weeks back. So I love when the sakura bloom. I always like timed it too. Like the sakura right near my school would always bloom just at Nyugakshiki. Just when all the students were I'd be like, this is so Japanese. It's so perfect. Everything is timed greatly. And I was always like, I love that. And I get my new kids. I love my new kids. Weirdos, but I love those guys. They were weird kids. I had good kids. I miss my kids. My kids now are coming up on 30. That is so hard to believe. Like all of my kids were junior hires when I was there. And now if I were to run into any of my kids, they'd all be in their 30s. They'd all be working jobs and kids of their own. And that is so weird. It's so strange to think about. So, do you live in Osaka? I mean, I guess you do live in Osaka. That's not what I meant to say. Let me back up because I said it wrong. Are you working there, or are you in school? I guess I don't know what I'm looking for. You're the first person from Japan that we've had in a long time. So now I'm all like, ooh, I know all these things. This is a place I understand. I'm gonna go for just a few minutes more because I want to finish making sure she's straightened out. But like I said, I have a meeting with people on the other side of town, so I'm gonna have to leave. We're broadcasting out of Denver, and I have a lunch meeting in a few minutes. There we go. The importance of one line makes all the difference. In Osaka, you're just one little train hop on a bullet train to Nara Prefecture in Kyoto. Kyoto is also so pretty. giving some variety to the line work so that the line work looks a little sharper and it is varied and has some variety to it. There we go. I think she's probably done. I need to put Alex in. Alex is the other main character in the story. Ish. I don't know if I'd really call her the main character. Anyway, so I'm going to put Alex in, but we'll do that. I'm going to have to let you go now. But it's all right. It's 2 a.m. there. So, Spoonblaze, it was wonderful talking to you. We will be broadcasting again tonight, our time, which will be midday tomorrow for you. So that'd be 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. for you. So if you want to join us again, we don't broadcast over the weekends. So generally, we won't be broadcasting again Saturday, but Sunday we will broadcast at night, which will be in the morning for you. So Monday morning for you, we'd be broadcasting, or Monday afternoon for you, we'll be broadcasting. So hope you join me tonight. If you don't, that's all right. We'll be broadcasting again in the day next Monday. So, Kat, thank you for joining me. Spoonblaze, thank you for joining me. And we also had Made of Rubber. I don't know if you're still out there, Made of Rubber, but I enjoyed chatting with you as well. And Brent, I know you went to lunch, but thank you for being here. And earlier on, we did have Donald. I don't know if Donald's still here. He may have dropped off at some point in time, which sometimes happens. So, and of course, Kane's still in the blankets somewhere, hopefully surviving. Hey guys, I'm heading out of here. I will see you all tonight. And as always, keep your eyes on the stars. Goodbye.